It's a secret society. All they ask is trust. Blessings to everyone watching on Magnetic Intuition. Of course, I got a great topic for you as usual. It was a long day at work, you know. I think I worked like 13, 14 hours, so excuse me if I look tired. But you know how it go. I guess I'll sleep when I pass away, right? Only Most High do that for me, you know. So until then, we gotta keep it moving. So let me get into it. So I was thinking, you know, through everything I've been going through, the trials and tribulations, the transformations, I thought I'd talk about how the devil works for God, which translates to the devil working for you, the devil working for me. Of course, if you're on the angelic side, if you're here for the Most High Yahweh, then the devil works for you. And of course, there's going to be a lot of pain. There's going to be a lot of stress. But there's always going to be, there's also going to be motivation. You know? There's also going to be transformations. There's also going to be abundance. And there's also going to be manifestations, you know? So if we align ourselves to receive, then at the end everything works out, right? But in the beginning of the stages, while we're going through the test that the devil's putting us through, we have to figure out how to play the game of life, right? How to play the game of chess, right? So the main focus is self-love, and of course love for the Most High, right? The Most High Creator, right? But more or less, look at it like this. Health is wealth, as they say, right? Because what you input is going to determine how you think. It's going to determine your emotions, as I always talk about your emotions, right? Because when you're dealing with the devil's going to try you in different levels. And if you can't figure out the devil, then you're going to think the devil is your friend, right? And I think all of us, for the most part, we start off thinking that the devil worshippers are our friends, right? Friends and family, right? We think everything's all good, you know? It literally took me like 40 years, you know? Maybe 38, 39 to figure out this whole thing. I mean, you know, you get rid of people. Some people get rid of you, you know? We're here to definitely experience each other, you know? And at different levels of our lives, we have a different frequency and a different aura. And that determines how people are going to treat us, right? So if you don't love yourself, people can tell that you don't love yourself. And they're going to treat you how you treat yourself. If you don't respect yourself, people are not going to respect you, right? Whether it's passive or, you know, whether they literally like straightforward with you. But more or less, let's get into it as far as how the devil works for the Most High, the Creator, Yahweh, and how the devil works for you. So I can only give examples, of course, of my situations, right? My trials and tribulations that I have going in my life, right? You know, at this point in my life, I'm at the highest peak of my life. Even though this is a part of the time of my life, I think I've been like attacked more than ever, right? Like I talked about in my last video, I was talking about smear campaigns, right? It's been going on for a very long time. But now I can identify it better than ever, right? And I also talk about opinions don't matter. Because they really don't, right? What someone thinks about you is really none of your business, because regardless of the fact, you're supposed to love yourself and you're supposed to focus on your creator. You know, your creator's going to give you the power, the energy, the motivation, the endurance to keep going every day. So, other people's opinions about you, especially devil worshippers, it shouldn't matter, right? So, the devil's working for you, because the devil's putting you through different levels of the test, right? Just like a maze, right? Simple example, just like a maze. When you're going through the maze, you're going to run into different situations. You're going to run into different issues, you know? That's just life, right? Me traveling the world through Africa, I've been to like 9 countries. Asia, I've been to, I want to say 3 or 4. And Europe, I think I've been to like 10, if I'm not mistaken. I may be wrong, but I think around like 9 or 10. So just going to different countries, you have different situations. In Europe, I had some situations, a few, it wasn't even many, where there was some racism there, right? When I was in Ireland, a little racism there. It's no different from America, right? You get racism as well, but the difference between when I went to Ireland back in 2016, and in the U.S. right now, where I'm at right now, the difference is, like, if there's anything going on that's racism to me here in America, I just ignore it, like, completely, because I have people attacking me every day, right? I have people following me every day, you know, devil worshippers constantly harassing me 24/7, right? So when I look at racism, I just look at devils, you know? I don't really, it doesn't trigger me as somebody being white harassing me because I'm black. It doesn't work like that for me, you know? That's why I made the video, Race is an Illusion. And it is an illusion, right? Even though, you know, we're different people, the color of your skin, it really doesn't really make a difference, you know? In the sense of so-called race, right? Because race was something that was created. The word was created. So we're not talking about tribes, we're not talking about ethnicity, we're talking about race, you know? It was created. So, I mean, it is what it is, right? For the powers that were, right? They're the ones that created it for division, right? Because how do you rule the people? You must divide them. So, race wasn't race. I can't really identify with racism anymore, because I'm just gonna assume that you're like a Freemason or Eastern Star, Illuminati, or part of the dark side of the government. Like that's just how I am now. So it doesn't even matter, you know. And more or less, I run into the same amount of issues with people that look like me, you know, melanated, colored people, you know. If you call them black, that's fine. Black people call us black, that's fine, right? So I run into more shit, just as maybe more trouble with black folks, you know, so-called black folks, right? Because those are the people that I'm mainly around, right? When I'm in certain areas, you know. So the devil tests you at all times, and of course your emotions, like I always mention. You have to know how to react to things. People are trying to the devil's trying to get under your skin, so the devil's going to use his minions to mess with you, you know? Mess with your emotions and trigger energy out of you. And when that negative energy comes out of you, that's created by that devil worshiper. That devil worshiper gets the devil worshiper basically takes your energy at the end of the day. So if you notice, like someone gets you upset and then they start like smiling, that's because they're taking your energy. You understand what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. But that's the test, right? That's where you learning. You learning that step. After a while, you're gonna realize, like, yo, like, why am I even like reacting to this? Because this person is just trying to take my energy. Whether you look at it as energy or just look at it as them getting a thrill out of it, regardless, you're just gonna be like, yo, I'm not even gonna react anymore. So you learn that lesson. Now you move up to the next lesson where you have people that try to manipulate you, right? And the unfortunate thing is, even since you was a kid, there's always someone trying to manipulate you. So you up on game, when it comes to manipulation. Now the only thing is, when you go overseas, like I did, right? Like I say, traveling is something that develops you mentally, physically, and spiritually, because you're going into a whole new atmosphere, and the people have different cultures. They have different religions. I mean, just you never know what you're getting yourself into. You can research it on YouTube all you want, which is good, and you can know people that are from there, which is good to put you up on game. But until you go to that place, whether it's Ethiopia, whether it's Thailand, whether it's Sweden, South Africa, till you go there and witness it for yourself, you're really not going to understand the people and their ways, like everywhere has their good and bad people, So when you go to these different countries like I have, you start running into different situations, right? You have the people that genuinely just love to see tourists come in, Then you have the people that want to take advantage of you, right? Because you're a tourist, right? They want to charge you more. They want to lie to you because they're working for a secret society. They may be an agent, you know what I'm saying? Or it may be someone you may be dating, and they want to try to get money out of you, right? Whatever it may be, right? It's all a test, That's what the devil's for, man. The devil works for the Most High, Yahweh, God, right? So you have to take life like a game of chess. You got to play it like that, because that's exactly what it is in this matrix. You understand? That's what it is in the matrix. Even though the Most High Creator, Yahweh, oversees this universe, when it comes down to Earth, to especially the U.S., UK, and etc., the devil has his minions, or the powers that were, the bankers and etc., controlling what's going on, the news and corporations and etc., So a lot of control. That's why they're able to gang stalk me, and others, to pay people that they literally put in a trap, that they literally do witchcraft on themselves and keep them delusional, keep them under control, so they can pay them with a gift card, or I think it's $75 or whatever y'all get paid, man. It's never worth your soul, though, but hey, many people just don't value themselves, and many people just don't have what it takes, and that's fine. That's fine, That's fine. It is what it is, We all have to learn from our mistakes, and it's not. A lot of people are not really gonna wake up like the devil worshippers, they're not really gonna wake up until they actually have to go to prison or they lose everything to realize like, hey, like I should have just went this way with my creator. And many of them don't even believe that there is that Yahweh, Most High Yahweh, the creator or God even exists, you know? So fortunate for y'all, I'm here to show you that he does exist. So it's all good. Sit back, relax, or keep doing your gang stalking. Whatever you want to do, right? I'm all for it. Cause I'm here learning. I'm a soul. What if I died, right? Like, what would happen? Then someone else would just take my place, right? There'll be someone else taking my place that would take over the job of shutting down devils, right? So really, that's what life is all about. This is a game, right? In the Matrix, it's a game. It's the devil's game. And it is what it is. You got to follow universal law. And if you don't, then the creator's going to take care of you. That's where that harsh karma come from. You know? So, the devil works for the Most High, Creator, God, Yahweh. And the devil works for you if you're on the creator side. So we could hate the devil all we want, but hey, the devil and his minions, they make us stronger regardless, you know. All the craziness I had to go through and others had to go through, you know, it makes us stronger. Like, it makes you want to work harder for yourself. You realize, like, hey, I've been given all these years and I've been the nice guy all these years, giving people my energy, and I found out that I was giving a lot of my energy out to devil worshippers. You know, who would have known, right? I would have to figure that out on my own, which is really good, because once you call your power back, what happens to the people you gave your energy to? Exactly. Now they have to go find another source of energy. And there isn't too many chosen ones out here. There isn't too many earth angels out here, so good luck finding another one. Good luck with that. Because now you got to go back to lies and manipulation and all this other craziness. So, hey, your time is up. And for you, the ones that are, you know, they're worshippers in secret societies and stuff, unfortunately, the devil's been working for us, you know. But just wait a minute, hold on. Like I told y'all still have the opportunity. Before your building crashes, before everything crashes, you still have an opportunity to come to the Most High, come to the Creator, you know. The doors are open. They're still open. It's not too late. Don't wait until you get arrested and locked up to decide to do that. I mean, if you do it, then that's fine, but I'm not your Creator, you understand what I'm saying? I'm just the messenger. That's all, you know? That's all I am. I'm just the judge here, you know? That's really it, right? I mean, just the judge. Just the chosen one. The Most High's waiting for you. You had the choice, you know? Because, you know, things are about to turn around. There's no secret, you know. We know that. We all know that. You know. Between the chosen ones and the secret society boys and girls, right? We all know what things are changing around. Maybe not the general public. Man, some people know, but most people are still asleep. But they're gonna wake up one day. So when they wake up, I mean, which side you want to be on? Because people are really gonna go crazy out here on y'all. I'm telling you, when they find out how much manipulation and black magic and witchcraft y'all been doing on them to get what you want. So anyway, the devil works for me. The devil works for me. The devil's not stronger than me. I control the devil. So stay blessed, people. And I worship the Most High Yahweh, the Creator. Stay prayed up. I'm out of here. Magnetic Intuition.